This is Charlie Kai from the University of Liverpool. Welcome to the video abstract of our working paper. In this paper, we study theoretically how economic uncertainty as a form of informational fiction affects CDS bond bases. We also test the key implication of the model empirically in the US market. Our study is motivated by the followings. The law of one price is one of the key foundations in modern asset pricing. The violation of this presents a challenge to the market efficiency and provokes arbitrage opportunities. There's a coexistence of bond and credit default swap market trading on the same company's credit risk. The violation of the law of one price in these two markets can be measured by the CDS bond basis, which is the difference between the CDS spreads and the cash bond default implied credit spreads. This basis turned significantly negative since the 2008 financial crisis in the United States. In explaining the deviation from the zero basis, existing literature have been focused on the liquidity of these two markets and the time-varying funding liquidity as the main contributor factor to the limits of arbitrage. There is compelling empirical evidence that liquidity is an important factor, especially during the 2008 financial crisis and the 2020 COVID-19 crisis. While previous papers have contributed important insight to the determinants of the basis, the proposed factors do not link directly to macroeconomic uncertainty. The importance of macroeconomic uncertainty to bond pricing has been studied by Bali et al. 2020. In the equity market, Kai et al. Among others, so that exposure to economic uncertainty amplified general mispricing and carry a positive ambiguity premium. Empirically, we can see that the cross-sectional dispersion of the CDS bond basis is highly correlated with economic uncertainty. This suggests that economic uncertainty could be one of the important determinants of the basis. To the best of our knowledge, there's no theoretical study of joint dynamics of these two credit markets explicitly incorporating macroeconomic uncertainty as a determinant to the CDS bond basis. In this model, we take up this challenge by developing a structural model that allows us to analytically incorporate macroeconomic uncertainty as a form of informational fiction into credit derivative pricing. We built our model based on Lennon 1994's classic structural model framework. Following Johnson 2004, we incorporate the information fiction into the base model as a noise process obscuring the true value of firm fundamentals. The level of informational fiction affects pricing through the parameter uncertainty effect of Pastors and Veronese 2003. Our model shows that a high informational fiction would lead to more overpricing in the CDS market due to its convexity. This overpriced credit risks in the CDS market and increase the CDS bond basis. Similarly, a high informational fiction will lead to more underpricing in the bond market due to its convexity nature, effectively also overpricing credit risk and increase the bond implied spreads. This will lead to the CDS bond basis reduced and making it more likely to be negative. The main focus of our theoretical development is to study the differential informational fictions in the two markets. We measure the informational fiction in each market by the exposure to macroeconomic uncertainties, namely uncertainty beta, which is negatively correlated with our theoretical measure of informational friction. Our model predicts that CDS bond basis will decrease with the CDS uncertainty beta, while it will increase with the bond implied CDS uncertainty beta. We test our model prediction with 780 unique CDS reference firms with over 200,000 firm-month observations between 2002 and 2019. Following Barley et al., we measured the uncertainty beta through a regression of the asset return to the uncertainty index. We used 3 uncertainty index in our study. In this abstract, we're presenting the result from the economic policy uncertainty index mainly. We start our analysis by performing a portfolio analysis, double sorting the firms by their CDS and bond uncertainty betas in quintile independently. We find that the CDS bond basis increases with bond uncertainty beta, making it less negative, while it decreases with CDS economic uncertainty beta, making it more negative. The patterns are clear among the 25 portfolios, supporting our main model prediction. Economically, the difference is large between the largest exposure to economic uncertainty versus the portfolio that have least exposed to economic uncertainty. Furthermore, the variation of the bond market exposure has stronger exponential power to the variation of the bond basis than in the CDS economic uncertainty beta. In the paper, we provide robustness tests and other evidence, this including controlling for trading and funding liquidity and credit rating, conditional on economic uncertainty level, and superior analysis. We also study the interaction effect between illiquidity of bond market trading and informational friction effect. Although testing the basis arbitrage strategy is not the focus of this paper, our study has some potential implication for the basis arbitrage trading. As a demonstration, we examine the changes of the basis in the portfolio that is most affected by economic uncertainty, i.e. the B1C5 corner portfolio. We compare the gains of holding this arbitrage portfolio unconditionally betting on the basis to converge to zero versus the gain of holding this arbitrage portfolio conditional on the recent changes of economic uncertainty. To do this, we divide the sample into 5 quintile based on the changes of economic uncertainty, ranging from most positive to most negative changes. We can see that increase in economic uncertainty, i.e. the positive change, would widening the basis further, making losses for the basis trade. By contrast, the decrease in economic uncertainty will reduce the negative basis and making gains as large as 40 basis points in a month for the arbitrage trade. This is significant as it's compared to the unconditional bet on the reduction of basis, which produce a negligible return. We make the following 3 contributions. First, we develop a structural model producing coherent pricing for multiple instruments. This enables us to understand how the common informational friction can affect the connection and disconnection between these 2 markets. Second, we complement the liquidity explanation to the widening of the basis during crisis. We highlight that the economic uncertainty-induced risk aversion can provide a partial explanation for the changes of liquidity in the market. The economic uncertainty is part of the fundamental risks that deter arbitrageurs to correct the mispricing between these two markets. Finally, we demonstrate the practical implication of economic uncertainty to basis arbitrage trades. We show that the time-varying economic uncertainty and exposures can potentially be used as additional information to improve the gains of the basis arbitrage trade. Thank you for watching. The paper is also available on the SSRN. Take care and see you next time.